So let's look at this graphically. So again, we said a function, each x gives us one y. So each x, value for x, gives exactly one value for y. So if I look at this graphically, we know on a graph that my horizontal is dx, my vertical is y-axis. And so I'm going to say, well, does each value for x, if I sub a 1 in for x, if I follow that 1 down to my actual function, does it only give me one y? And in this case it does. It only gives me exactly one y. And I can try this for multiple x's. I can try it for an x that looks closer to 2, I guess. I would still only get one y. I could try it for a different x all the way out here, and I would still only get one y. So this would be a function. I could do the same thing for this. I could say, let me pick any x. I'm going to pick this x here. If I draw it to the actual graph of to the actual graph, I would only get a single y. I could pick an x here. If I draw it to the actual graph, I would again only get a single y. So both of these look like they should be functions. So let's look at two more. So if I do these two, again, I'm trying to see how many y's a single value of x would give me. So if I look at this one, if I sub in this x, I can draw it up to a y. I could also draw it down to a y. So this single x just gave me two different y's. I could do it again. I could do it out here. That would go up to a y and down to a y. So this other x gave me two different y's. So this would not be a function. Could do it with a circle. If I pick an x in the circle, I could draw it up and down to two different y's. So again, would not be a function. So we can use something called the vertical line test. If I kind of go back and look at this, if I could draw a vertical line anywhere in my graph where it's going to hit my graph twice, then it's not a function, because that means that single x would give me two y's. So like here, I could draw a vertical line right here and it would hit my graph twice. Going back up to here, I couldn't. If I draw a vertical line anywhere on this function, it's not going to hit my graph more than once. So if at any point I can draw a vertical line, if vertical line not a function. So I'm going to look at this, and this is a kind of weird graph. It's going to end up being a graph of 1 over x. I'm going to try to see if it's a function. So I'm going to try to draw vertical lines down and see if it hits my graph more than once. And anywhere I draw a vertical line, even if I draw it where it is starting to straighten up, it's still only going to hit my graph once, because this part is still getting closer and closer to that 0. So because I can't draw any vertical line where it hits my graph twice, this is a function. Okay, hopefully that explained graphically what functions are.